It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Whoa, 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 ho, ho, ho. What is up, whack people? Yes, what is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you're having an amazing day as always. I am, of course, your host, the Honorable OCT Octavius Haye, and this is the WACCast podcast. Please make sure if you're listening to this on YouTube, to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we drop new content on the page, on the channel. Hey, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, make sure you follow so you get, of course, notified every time I drop a new episode. So with that being said, let's talk whack to them. Let's talk whack to them. So I want to start off with Diddy showing up on Young Miami new show on Revolt Diddy stuff. Caresha, whatever, I don't know, Caresha says, or Caresha, her real name. They was talking a lot about Diddy's come up, how he feeling. They got a new song coming out together, and of course their relationship. They've been messing with each other for a minute, and Caresha, Young Miami, went ahead and asked Diddy what their status was. And Diddy said he's single, but they dating. They dating, but Diddy said himself he's single. It was real funny to me when I was watching reading the comments, because I watched it on YouTube and seeing all the women be like, oh my God, when he said they dating and ooh, they together, and I'm like, dude, did y'all not listen to the man just say that he's single? Diddy went on that show and showed how a player play. He said, I'm gonna take you to church. He's like, yeah, we gonna go on a trip. We gonna go. I forgot what he said they gonna go see the wine, the vineyards and stuff. She's like, I want to go tomorrow. He's like, nah, we can't go tomorrow. I got stuff to do, but we gonna go. I just liked it because you got to see like how a real player play, man. And all that city girl stuff, man. If you don't get with that nonsense, you on my network, man. Revolt TV, you on my stuff. I gave you this show. You talk your stuff, and you can feel like you got a little something to say, but at the end of the day, you still following the line. And he said all the stuff that you like about girls like her. He was like, you authentic, you fun, like you a good time, but I don't know if that's what Diddy's gonna want overall, and it may not be what she want overall, because she was talking about she don't want a relationship, and she was saying she's single, but she said we single but we together. But overall, just my review of that whole thing was, hey, Diddy a player, bro. I mean, we already knew this. Diddy been getting him for a minute. He been making money since the 90s, so he been getting him for a minute. So he know the game. Young Miami try to do that city girl stuff with Diddy, and you just can't. Hey, man, when it's a real, I know y'all hate this term, high value man, you can't get that stuff off. That city girl, that cute talking stuff, that gotta get a bag stuff. This my rich nigga stuff. Maybe you don't want to expose yourself too much, but it was just funny seeing how some of the women was still thinking like this meant something. He just explained what it was. We a good time. You see how easy it is to fool some of these women and have them thinking, had these wide eyes, oh my God, fairy tale stuff, when I told you what it was, man. I'm by myself. I'm dating. I can talk to somebody else if I want to, is what Diddy was saying. And she put that out there too. And it was funny because he was like, well, how about you? What you thinking? He's not taking this. I don't think he's taking the relationship too serious, but it's a good time for him. And it looked like they both having a good time. They was enjoying each other. They was laughing and being goofy. And like I said, just enjoying each other's company. And that's what's up. But I don't think that anybody should be thinking that Diddy's gonna be marrying this girl anytime soon. He's still having his fun. I mean, he getting older, so maybe he should settle down. But he got his kids. He got his money. Maybe not. Maybe Diddy should just have fun. Shout out to Diddy, man. Have your fun, Diddy, if you want to. You got your kids, you got the career, you got the legacy, you the man. If you want to mess with little Caresha, mess with little Caresha. Maybe you mess with somebody else later. Maybe they will get married. I don't see that happening, but it could happen. You know? But women, stop thinking that just because a man's dealing with you, that he wants you like that. All right? You look good, maybe a good time. It's the difference between a good time girl and a girl you want to have spend the rest of your life with and, you know, give your money to. Because that's really what it's about, especially at Diddy age. Who am I? If I do get married, I got to think about, is this the woman I want to have my money? Because, you know, that's interrupting my kids, my legacy. So they got to think like that. So unfortunately, Justin Bieber had come out and sadly, you know, let us know that half of his face is paralyzed. He's suffering from some rare illness that caused that to happen. I believe I read somewhere that it's supposed to be temporary. I hope so. Because that's very unfortunate for him. He had to, I believe, cancel his tour, and right now just, you know, working on that, dealing with that situation. And that's a messed up situation to have to deal with, especially for a young person. And again, that's why I'm hoping that it is temporary, because you never want to see that for anybody. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't like Justin Bieber. I haven't liked Justin Bieber for a while. I know he was younger when he did this, but when he was caught singing, making a joking song, a racist song, talking about one less lonely nigger, and singing it like his song, one less lonely nigger, one less lonely nigger, you know, and talking about if he kill you, he'll be in the KKK. I know he came out and offered like a small apology, but he was never questioned about that, and I didn't like that. It was like, he's never pressed on what possessed you to do that. Where did you learn that culture from? Why did you think that was funny? I just think that he should have been pressed on it. There's nothing wrong with forgiving somebody. You're young and you're being stupid, and you can learn and grow, and I can believe that he has done that. But when you never pressed on it, you never questioned about it, and you know, you came in the game talking about, oh, I had to sign with Usher, and I love Usher, and all this stuff, and clearly you get influence from the black community. When something like that comes out, I feel like you are obligated to explain yourself and go into detail and have that conversation. I remember seeing it on TMZ, and they were when they posted it and were talking about it, and you had some of the white people like, oh, it's no big deal, it was just a kid, and trying to, you know, like brush it to the side. And you had Van, who was on there at the time still. He came out like, no, that's not cool. What are you talking about? That's not something you just push to the side. He got very upset about it. And I did enjoy Van there, because he would bring some like reality in the office. At TMZ, a lot of times you would see, I guess people get Hollywood brain and don't think, you know, what's really going on. And he would come like, no, this is what's really going on. This is what you really need to be saying. And I just wish we had more people like Van who would have been like, hold up, Justin, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why are you over here talking about one less lonely, you know, nigga? Where'd you get that from? You know, is that what your family do? Is that how your family raised you? Like, them your boys? Why y'all, you know, something where you gotta press this nigga sometime. Like, what's going on? But with that being said, I do feel bad that his face is messed up like that. I feel bad that for anybody. I don't want anybody to go through that. And, you know, he say he's religious now, and he's talking about, you know, praying to Jesus about it, and he's trying to put out positive healing energy. So, you know, any personal opinions I have about Justin about that, hey, get better, man. Hope you feel better. I'm not going to say the karma thing. I know a lot of people want to say, oh, karma, Justin, you deserve this. Or, you know, whatever reason you might have. Or laugh at him. And I do see a lot of positivity, and I'm happy about that. And hoping people do stay positive with him. You know, I'm not going to hold what I feel against wanting him to get better, but I do think that he still has to answer for that. I do think he still has to answer for saying the N-word, for making a song, for laughing about it. I don't think that he got nearly as much backlash as he should have. I mean, this week we got, what's her name? The big girl, Lizzo. She had to change the lyrics in her song from spaz because that's a slur in another country. And that was such outrage, which I don't think is really that much of an outrage. I think her changing it has made it a bigger deal. But still, you got somebody being held accountable for something like that. You're in the country, or you're in the continent where you know what the N-word means. That's universal. Everybody know what that is. Okay? So for you to sing that, and you were singing it to be racist. Lizzo was not saying spaz. That's a word we use. She wasn't saying that to offend anybody. So you still need to apologize, or you apologize, but I think somebody needs to have some hard-hitting questions with this man. But until that day comes, get better, Justin. I hope that everything works out for you. I don't want your face messed up. So Young Thug from prison, or from jail, and he showed up on the screen at Summer Jam, Hot 97 Summer Jam, on that screen, and it was a message he sent out to the people, just appreciating the love and support, and begging them to sign a petition that they're not, so that they won't allow, music lyrics to be used in court. He says it's an attack on black artists, and he got some cheers. And I've been seeing that movement go through, like Jay-Z and Meek been real big on that. And I gotta say, now I looked at it on the Shade Room, and I was reading some of the comments people was making, and a lot of them seem to kind of agree with what I'm saying. So I don't think this is a crazy opinion. But Nick, just stop posting, stop rapping about real crimes. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, like, y'all need to stop this. And I can see, back in the day when I was younger, I probably would have fell for this. I'd probably been like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to use your rap lyrics. Nigga, you confessing to a crime. What the hell you mean? If you don't do that, then they ain't got nothing. Oh, my artistic freedom. Nigga, your artistic freedom stops when you admitting to something that's illegal. Okay, bro. I'm not here to say that people can't talk about what they want to talk about. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. But to act like cops can't come in and then hear that and be like, oh, hey, it's kind of a confession. Let me use this. And while we're on that, they did not grab any rap song and say, like, this is the evidence that we have for this. They have actual evidence. They're just using those rap songs, the lyrics, along with the evidence that they already have. So even if they didn't have those lyrics, they would still have enough information over here to get you. They just adding on as much as they can. You can never have too much evidence proving somebody guilty. Okay? So they just need to, I don't know. Sometimes rappers can get in they little bubble and they think that the world's supposed to work a different way. And hey, I love when anybody with any power uses their voice to try to make change, try to enable change and bring attention to, shine the light on an issue that may not get as much attention as it should, either because there's other interests that trying to keep you from, or trying to keep it from being changed, or it's just not something that people tend to think about a lot in their day-to-day lives, so it can be forgotten or easily just, not even thought about, not even known about. And you use a celebrity and they come be like, nah, man, we gotta use our voice for change and bring attention to this and try to help criminal justice and all that type of stuff. That's great. But in this particular instant, bro, y'all are going too hard for something that y'all just need to stop admitting to crimes. Just be vague. Generalize your street music, your gangster raps, man. You ain't gotta give no detail. I don't even know what the lyrics were that supposedly they use as additional evidence. If he actually just came out and said he did something, like name the person and all that. But I mean, you're in there. He's acting like he just, I couldn't say anything. You admitted to a crime. Like, you admitted to committing a crime, right? Initially, or essentially what they're saying. So, what do you think's gonna happen? I swear, man, we live in the boondocks. We had the Popeyes chicken thing a couple years ago. People going crazy for chicken. We got people getting arrested for the rap lyrics. And get mad about that, can't believe it. What do you think is gonna happen? It's the same thing like when you post on Instagram with guns and stuff, incriminating yourself. What do you think is gonna happen? Like, be honest. Like, what do you really think is about to happen? You think that this is just gonna be something you can do and just get off? And I guess so, because people have been doing that. But hey, you had to drop at some point, man. It had to get real at some point. It's getting real right now. And unfortunately for Young Thug and for all those people that are incarcerated for this, it had to be them. But it was going to be somebody. Of course, much prayers out to him, his family. This is definitely a hard time. I know he was upset about being there. He tried to get out, saying he was living in inhumane conditions. That's not funny, but they got him. They pushed that to the side real fast. So you're not staying at no high-end hotel, man. This is jail. This is where you finna be at. We don't treat you no different than anybody else. You get the same treatment. He just developed a more expensive taste over the years, making all that money. But yeah, rappers, get out of here with that nonsense. This is not the freedom fighter moment. This is y'all need to stop telling on yourself. So Saucy Santana has come out and, well, I guess it's been exposed that back in the day, before he was who he is, a youngster, I think he said he was 20 at the time, he was making some kind of some disrespectful, I guess, maybe not disrespectful, but not kind remarks about Blue Ivy, saying she's not as cute as North, and talking mess about her hair, and I don't know, maybe some other stuff. But of course, you know, those are old tweets. People like to go digging up those tweets, ones who got that time for that, and they had the time. And it's kind of been like a few people want to cancel him. Now, you know, me personally, I hate that. I think that's stupid, and I think it's dumb to try to cancel somebody for what they did years ago, mild jokes. You know, you got people talking about they don't like him no more, and talking down on him, and wanting him to apologize, and you know, all the same stuff that social media usually does. Now, me and this gentleman, or if he calls himself a man, I don't know, being saucy, we probably don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. But what I do agree with is what Saucy said, because I'm gonna tell you right now, he wasn't about to just cower down in fear. He wasn't about to tuck his tail between his legs and you say what you want about that, but he wasn't about to tuck his tail between his legs and hide. He's about to come out there and fight, and he's been tweeting them out and was like, yeah, I'm not apologizing. Who I'm apologizing to? You? What do I need to apologize to you for? And one of the things he said that I love that he said this, because I get so irritated with people who do this. But he was like, y'all don't even care about this. Y'all just want something to go off about. Y'all just want to cancel somebody. Y'all just want some negativity. Y'all don't care about me making fun of this girl here. And truth be told, they most likely don't. Who cares that you said a little stupid comment about Blue Ivy's hair, years ago? It's over. Like, you a whole nother person. You are a whole other time. For people to be like, you're canceled and they don't like you, and to be that angry, your response is worse than what the comments was. If he don't like the little girl, he don't gotta like the way the little girl look. But, you know, besides all that, it's just like, who cares? You really getting this up in arms? But it be people who don't got nothing to do who want to hop on the bandwagon. And so many times we see celebrities just cower in fear. They cower to the mob and just do whatever they feel like they got to do to not be hated. And like I said, I'm just happy that nigga was like, nah, forget that. I don't care. I said it, now what? I'm not finna hide. You're not finna chase me away and cancel me over some stupid stuff. And what can anybody do after that? Once you puff out your chest, ain't nothing anybody can do. You just gotta be like, okay, I guess it's not the one to mess with today. So that's what that is. So kudos to that person, to that brother, to that, you know, for doing what they did, saying what they said, and standing up for themselves. You know, stand up for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's nothing wrong with going against the mob, and you don't have to apologize for everything. And like you said, if I offended somebody, I apologize to that person. I'm not doing a public apology for y'all to make y'all feel better. And again, like we said, they don't really care. None of these people really care. Nobody really cares about that. It doesn't matter at all. They just want to be mad. It's like fun to get the pitchforks and go out and have the mob go crazy and go off on people, and people like that. They like canceling people and costing them their income over nothing. So hopefully we see more of this. More people just be like, man, forget y'all. Stand up for what you say. Pull your nuts out and wave them around in the air. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do more of that. So that's the show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and getting this whack wisdom, and hope you tune in next week to get a little bit more of that. Of course, again, if you haven't already, please, if you're listening on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Follow so you always notified when new content is dropped out there. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I think that's it for today. So it's the WACCast podcast, and I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.